Hey everybody, Tex here. I just wanted to talk about the worst time I've ever had metal detecting. It didn't have anything to do with the actual metal detecting, but the circumstances around it. Anyway, this is in Denmark. This is near Odense. I forget the name and the pronunciation of the actual place I'm in, but it's basically like a summer vacation home for a friend of the family. He's a friend of my father-in-law, and we were lucky enough to be invited over to spend the afternoon at his place. And he gave me permission to metal detect at his house. So I was looking forward to it because this was the only time I ever got to metal detect in Denmark, and I was really hoping to find something old. Obviously, if you're in Denmark, you want to find something from the Viking era, but you think of the rich history of metalworking in Denmark goes back what 1,000 years or more, Vikings and things, and basically just any old Danish coins or whatever would have been really neat for me to find. So yeah, anyway, I'm out here, just started digging up whatever this is. This is filmed with a GoPro attached to a chest harness. So apologies for stuff in the way. I had no idea how this was going to turn out. And what I've just found, the very first thing that I dug up, was a pair of eyeglasses, and the lenses are actually still intact and everything. Very surprising, and I'm just trying to be really careful getting them out because I don't want to break them. But what's going on is when I got all my gear out and started setting up, started detecting, my father-in-law kept saying, "Oh, we should go detect over there, in certain areas specifically." The guy that we were, the guy who owns the house, my father-in-law was saying he lost a coin or something over in this area, right? So immediately I kind of get a little bit suspicious. Why does he want me so hard to go look in this one specific area? And like, he lost a coin and he knew he lost it. That was kind of weird, right? Usually when you lose a coin, you don't know you lose it. And why would you really care too much unless it was a really valuable or rare coin or something? Oh, anyway, in the video right now, I'm just trying to surgically remove these glasses from the ground, and I end up breaking my wife's pen trying to do it. Yeah, I feel a little bad for that. Crap happens, right? It was a bad situation that was slowly getting worse, right? Okay, so I'm handing over the glasses to the father-in-law, and he's gonna go take them in and show them to the guy who owns the place. And look, what he found out in your yard, a pair of glasses. They weren't his. They must have belonged to one of the previous owners. So yeah, anyway, that was my very first ever thing found in Denmark. A pair of eyeglasses, still in good shape. They're in my treasure box at the moment. So maybe later I might show them on a video, but it's not that impressive. Just a pair of eyeglasses. It was neat that they were still intact though. And that's the guy who owns the place. He's a really great guy. Really like him. Here he is getting a photo of me metal detecting in his yard. So, yeah, they were getting a kick out of me being out here doing this. My father-in-law, I think, sees this as a like a children's game, and the metal detector is just a big, expensive toy. So you can see him standing there on the right, watching me do this. He doesn't look at this in the same way that a metal detectorist would. We see it as a fun hobby, kind of a serious thing, right? We have fun doing it, but we generally take it pretty seriously. And he just does not see it that way. Yeah, I got another signal here I was digging up. And all I had was this little spade. I couldn't bring my lesh tool. I didn't want to risk going through, customs and stuff with something that looked like a big knife. So I left it at home, and I brought this little spade instead. And it's really crappy. You try not to make huge holes in people's lawns with it, but it's not too great for that. I'm just trying to do my best. What we dug up there, is just a piece of junk metal or a bottle cap or something like that. It wouldn't count as a fine, you know what I mean? Anyway, again, he's still kind of trying to push me into metal detecting in specific areas. But I didn't really want to just focus on one area, right? I wanted to do the whole yard. Because, like I said, this was my first chance metal detecting in Denmark, and it was my only chance to metal detect in Denmark, which I didn't know at the time, but I had a feeling. So I really wanted to give it a thorough go, right? Just metal detect everywhere, do the whole yard, be thorough. It's your one chance. Try and get everything that's there. And he keeps pushing me to detect in certain spots, one specific area in particular. And I'm starting to get really irritated. And I'm going to cut through this video a bit because this is going to go for 15 minutes if I don't. So here we go. I'm going to pause it for a minute. Okay, back with more commentary here. Basically, I had the detector set for coins. And I'm totally unfamiliar with what Danish coins ring up on with the AT Pro. So we're pretty much digging anything. And father-in-law decides he wants to help. So he takes the spade. And I'm trying to, pinpoint where the object might be in the ground. And he's just kind of sitting there digging away. And not necessarily in the places where I think he should be digging, because I'm the one with a pro pointer, obviously. So this is where things start going really downhill for me. Because when you take away a metal detectorist digging tool, you basically rob him of what makes metal detecting fun. Digging up the object, discovering what it was. And in the process, he's making a hole in this guy's yard probably 3 times bigger than it should have been. I'm a very patient guy, right? I can put up with a lot of bullshit, which is why I'm, basically letting him do this. I feel like I'm letting a little kid help me metal detect, which I have done before, by the way. I've let a kid use my pro pointer while I was metal detecting. Didn't really enjoy that one very much either, but like I said, I'm very patient. I can put up with a lot of crap. But this is starting to get really old. I'm not really sure we even found what was down there, because I pretty much gave up. Whatever it was deep. The signal wasn't great. And I was really getting fed up with him digging around under there. So I was like, okay, you know what? Never mind. Whatever it is, it's not worth digging up. But he was a bit persistent with it. Man, I'm starting to get irritated just watching this and commenting over it. I'm going to skip ahead. This is just getting annoying. Alright. So, he's still talking about, metal detect right here in this one spot. Look, see, you can see him making the motion. Detect right here, he's saying. I'm like, okay, as I try and fix some of the damage we've done to his lawn. Yeah, check right in here. Okay, what's not suspicious about that? I mean, can you see where this is going, guys? Have you figured it out already? So, yeah, I'm a little annoyed. I really don't want to be doing this even at the moment because he's got my spade still. But, okay, found a signal. And he goes over here and he just basically... Look at that. He just basically shoves a little bit of dirt off the top. And what do you know? It's a coin. It's like I think a 2 kroner coin. Right? And I kind of hold it up and say, well, here's the coin he lost. You know, kind of sarcastically, right? And then he comes over, and look at that big shit-eating grin he's got on his face. He just told me that he planted the coin, and he planted like 4 or 5 others. Yeah. So the whole thing was a plant, right? And basically, look, I'm done. At this point, I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not doing this. I'm not a little 4-year-old kid on an Easter egg hunt watching while the parents get a kick out of it. I'm like, nope, screw it. 1,000 years of history and you have me digging planted modern coins. Not gonna do it. That was it. That was my metal detecting experience in Denmark. Right there. I'm still mad about it today. That was nearly 2 months ago. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna jump through hoops and do tricks and things for people to watch. I just take metal detecting too seriously to do that kind of stuff. But that is the worst experience I've ever had metal detecting. Nothing else has ever come close. He completely ruined it for me. My one opportunity to detect Denmark or anywhere in Europe in general. And that's what happens. Anyway, appreciate anybody who watched this and especially watched the whole thing. So just basically I needed to vent, and if anybody was interested in what I did in Denmark with a metal detector, well, that's it. I'll see you guys later.